Hello, 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 and welcome everybody, and wow, haven't we got a great show for you tonight. I'm Squid CS, and you're joining us live from Hamburg in our Legends Series CSGO studio, and doesn't it look beautiful as well? Thank you so much for joining us on this sunny even, Thursday afternoon. Thank you so much to everybody who's been showing us support over the last couple of weeks. Let's see what's in store tonight. It's just the one game, in fact, X-Kom versus Team Pride. That's going to be coming up. We were going to have Playing Ducks versus Team Spirit. Sorry for not bringing you that one. We'll be back with that one very shortly. We have had some great games this week already. This is what's to come as well for the rest of this week. We started off on Tuesday, this play day, with a big win for Team Pompa. You can see that at the top of your screens now. That was a 2-0 for QB Fire. That was on Tuesday, and Epsilon versus Nexus ended all even Stevens, with Epsilon, Nexus both taking each other's map picks. We've got a great game of Counter-Strike today with X-Kom versus Team Pride, but obviously Tricked versus QB Fire next week, Spirit versus Demacier as well. Those are going to be some fantastic games. Anyway, we've been talking about Legend Series. If you are new to this wild and wacky format that we've got, here's a little video to explain what it's all about. CSGO Legend Series is back and revamped with a brand new system never before seen in competitive esports. ELC Gaming is unveiling a brand new unique point system which takes a wide range of win conditions into account. From rank of opponent played, strength on T and CT side, and variety of maps played will all influence points accumulated. Teams earn cash every time they play, with rewards given, win or lose. All matches will be broadcast twice per week, live from the ELC Hamburg studios, home of big betting. An all-exclusive, all-inclusive $25,000 prize pool Legends Cup awaits, where the two European champions will face off against a team from the US and a team from China. This is where legends are born. Welcome to Legend Series. Go to elcgaming.com for more information. Much. And remember, this tournament isn't all about the teams and players. They're very important, but we value your opinion too. You can get involved in the conversation by using the hashtag Legend Series. And today we're asking, who's going to win? Is it going to be Pride or X-Kom? Get on Twitter and we'll be reading out your comments at half time. Somebody who did send a comment in is Snow from Kopsaka. He said this. He said the following: "Thank you so much for the experience. We'll practice harder and harder than ever before with a new lineup to reach new milestones." Thank you so much for that comment out there. It's so important to give amateur teams and even professional teams this opportunity to play in a big level tournament to make their way to the big stage. I think it's so important. Let's talk about some of the big boys now by going over to Reddit and having a little little breakdown of the week's news. This is a feature that we like to do, by the way. We love to just dig into Reddit, dig our teeth into the news, and see what everybody is saying. XMS being banned by Faceit is a bit of a funny one. Obviously on Team Envious. Envious, funnily enough, last week just fell outside of the top 30 for the first time in CSGO history. Since they've been a team in CSGO, they've been in that top 30, falling out in a massive way. I feel like it's about time for a French shuffle. Shox has gone from the scene at this point, temporarily due to his hand injury, and that has left G2 in disarray, trying to pick up the pieces. Maybe when he returns, I think that he would be a good fit for FaZe. Now, Olofmeister's off with personal problems as well. I think that G2 Shox, or going to FaZe Shox, how does that sound? That sounds pretty good. I think that would be great. And then that leaves the French scene in tatters, really. And how do you deal with it? I think that you need to build that French super team that we've been talking about for years now, and just get it done. Get those relationships mended. Put all the being aside, and just get into the action. Get into the Counter-Strike. There's a lot of money on the line as well. I don't think CS is all about making friends anymore. Although that's what Legend Series is about. Making friends, making it to the top, making it to some of the best cities in the world. Thorin made a fairly controversial, well, not a controversial comment, but a bit of a baity comment, and it didn't get picked up on. I think we can probably skip that. NRG winning train with all 5 players going negative. This is a funny one. I don't think I've ever seen it, and I'm a bit of a guy for stats. I kind of like the numbers. I'm a bit of a nerd in that way. I don't think I've ever seen all 5 players go negative and win. The admin team is saying that I need an iron. Apparently that's true. I do actually have an iron. I did iron this shirt. I just, look, put me on big screen, Tony. I did have an iron. It just doesn't work. I'm going to claim the equipment's bad. I don't really know how to use an iron either. I'm a regular British messy guy. Anyway, I tried my best. I put the bow tie on. The bow tie's on straight today. It's just a shirt. The shirt doesn't really work out. Anyway, right, back to the news. With that dealt with, the elephant in the corner, the elephant in the room taken care of. There's not loads of news today. 5 years ago today, VP stopped NiP's 87-0 streak in the Star Series finals. I think that was a real changing moment in CSGO history. Remember, NiP, the massively dominant team in 2013, 2012, as well, end of 2012, 2013, going into 2014 as well, maybe falling off, I think, in March of 2014, only to win that major in June. I think ESL1 Cologne was probably in June. But remember how dominant that team was. Then you had Fnatic take over as well. And when NiP won that ESL1 Cologne, people think that, that was just them carrying on being dominant. That was maybe even not an upset, but they weren't the clear favourites in that tournament. They were very shaky. They had up and down results. Then they come in over and take it. It's been 4 years since that, and 5 years since this streak ended as well. That's pretty crazy stuff. And that was the Virtus Pro boys. It went to Astana Dragons and to and fro there. And we've got Vince replacing Sadakist in the DreamHack Marcel on-air team. I didn't actually hear this until right now. That's pretty new news. And we've been preparing for a show in the meantime. I guess I better comment on that being a caster as well. That's interesting stuff. Obviously, I think that it's maybe a bit too soon for Sadakist. Sometimes as well, it's good to have a bit of time off. When you've got personal stuff going on, obviously Sadakist, lots and lots of drama. I think it's about time that he takes a little bit of time off. Not saying that he should be disqualified or anything from casting for saying bad things, even though they were bad. I think that he probably just needs a lie down to hide away for a little bit and come back out into the open when the crossfire has gone, is out of the way. I think it's maybe a time that we talk about these teams, because we have got a game of Counter-Strike up today. It's going to be X-Kom versus Pride, this Polish bout, this Polish battle, and really start to talk about who the influential members on this team and in this series are. I think that maybe on Pride we have to be looking at Luz. Luz is one of the loudest players, not really a controversial player, just a funny, jokey, jovial guy in almost every single way. So maybe Luz is a guy to look out for as well. On the X-Kom side, I think that we're looking at Goofy. He's he's our star player, at least, our highlight player for this game. I think that it's really, really important to be to talk about these stars and the impact that they can have on a game, especially when you're talking about domestic matchups. Obviously, both teams here are from Poland. They are very well acquainted with each other. They both know each other's Counter-Strike pretty damn well. So it's all about what can they do, what can they bring to the table, because these teams, they beat each other all the time. They play each other quite a lot. They obviously scrim against each other as domestic partners do, and both being from Poland, that's going to have a massive effect on the game today. Probably a lot of Mirage, a lot of other quirky, funny maps coming out as well. I know that X-Kom do like their Train. They've been playing a bit of Train this Legend series. I'd like to see if they get that one out today. I think that that's really, really important for the whole look of the game, just how well these star players can perform, as well the tactics. But when you're talking about Polish CS, sometimes you fall foul to thinking that there's going to be no tactics at all. The Polish team's not known for their tactical approach as much as possibly French teams or Swedish teams who normally have quite a regimented style of Counter-Strike. I think Polish guys are a bit more, I'm going to shoot you in the face. And we've seen that from their Counter-Strike for quite a few years at this point, where players are really at the top of their game. Remember that if you want to get involved in the chat, you can use that hashtag Legend Series, of course, to comment anything. We'll be reading out those comments later on the show, but you can also go to the Twitch chat. We'll be reading that today. We'll be seeing how everybody is how everybody's doing. I like to get in with the Twitch chat and talk to everybody as well. I think when we're talking about these teams as well, you've got to put roster changes into account. You've got to take that into account at least. And X-Kom, they've had roster changes. They've had moves in and out. Obviously, they've just brought in Petitek. This is going to be his first official game on that X-Kom roster. I think that that's a really important factor as well. Not too much time to practice. Been surrounded in a bit of controversy in the past, but X-Kom, forgetting that, leaving that behind and saying, nah, we want the highest skilled player out on the market right now. And maybe Petitek is that guy. He's had quite a bit of experience in the Polish scene as well. He's been somebody who's really been out and about, playing on a lot of these Polish teams. When we're talking about Pride, unfortunate for them, they've lost 3 of their players since the previous Legends Cup. That's obviously unfortunate, because who likes to lose their players, right? And you've got to say that those are probably downgrades. They've lost Meniz, who is one of the highest rated players in Poland for a time, touted to maybe be joining Virtus Pro. That's pretty crazy news. Never really happened though, didn't really come to fruition. And let's really see how these roster squabbles and roster changes, moves and rotations affects the pace of play today. I'm definitely excited to find out how that affects things. We're going to go to a very short break, But when we return, we'll be live with this game and we'll have a bit of insight from our head of content. See you soon.
CSGO Legends Series is back and revamped with a brand new system never before seen in competitive esports. ELC Gaming is unveiling a brand new unique point system which takes a wide range of win conditions into account. From rank of opponent played, strength on T and CT side, and variety of maps played will all influence points accumulated. Teams earn cash every time they play, with rewards given, win or lose. All matches will be broadcast twice per week, live from the ELC Hamburg studios, home of big betting. An all-exclusive, all-inclusive $25,000 prize pool Legends Cup awaits, where the two European champions will face off against a team from the US and a team from China. This is where legends are born. Welcome to Legends Series. Go to elcgaming.com for more information.
Dude, it's happening! Absolutely incredible! Surely not! Oh, what is that?
Oh, look at this boost again! Is this how they're going to win the championship?
Building up the damage.
Oh, that was so clean!
Woo-hoo!
We haven't seen that move at all. He gets the uppercut! Oh my god!
Damien concedes immediately.
Thank you very much and welcome back to Legends Series. Hope you're enjoying yourself. We'll be live with the very first game of the day and the very last game of the week very, very soon. We're lucky enough now to be joined by the head of content at ELC Gaming, Matthias Meyer, to give us a little bit of insight. How are you, Matthias?
Good evening, Jamie. Thanks for having me. I love the show, you know that, Squid, and you're looking great. Even better than in person.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. I didn't realise he was actually going to say it. Obviously, Matthias, this is, and I do look pretty good in this freshly ironed shirt. Obviously, this is a domestic matchup, but both these teams coming from Poland. What do we have to say about this one?
Yeah, as you already mentioned, Polish teams are not very known for their tactical plays. When we look back in the days for Neo, for example, we saw lots of great players when it gets down to doing the headshots, doing the entry frags. It's a little bit of a scrimmy style. And it always has been in the Polish scene, so I'm pretty sure we will see great headshots today again, but I'm not so sure if we will see great tactics.
Yeah, and obviously both of these teams have been kind of plagued with roster moves lately with 2 players going from Pride in the last couple of weeks, having to forfeit matches in the Legend Series as well because they couldn't field a roster. And obviously X-Kom rotating a man out to bring in Petitek. What do you think? Do you think that this is going to have a big impact on today's game?
I think roster changes always have a great impact on the game, but it always depends on the map being played. Like if we see Train, for example, it will have a great impact to have a new team, new roster changes. And but if we get to a map like Dust 2 or Mirage, for example, I think Polish play will come to shine because there it goes down to headshots again. And I think with Petitek as an experienced Polish player, they have the opportunity to do so. Pride's roster moves downgrades due to losing 2 players to a better Polish team, but I think even though Pride is going to have a great opportunity to win the game here, and I miss players like Minais today, who is one of the most experienced players in Poland, and now he's playing for Kinguin, so not with us today, but I'm pretty sure we'll see a great match.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be missing players like Maniz, but players that they've been able to retain include Luz. Obviously, Luz is one of the louder players in the Polish scene right now. A very popular player as well, very Pasha-esque in his style and in his social as well, being just kind of like that guy with all the personality, wears his heart on his sleeve sometimes as well. Do you think that having a player like Luz, who is a bit more emotional, sometimes positively, sometimes negatively, is going to affect this game?
Absolutely. Players like him always infect the game, because when you look at LAN parties or on offline finals, the teams with players with confidence screaming around, like only can think of one player in particular from Germany right now. His name is Chefkoch, and when you see him playing on LAN parties and watching him play with his team, and he is pushing the players, you can always see that they improve from round to round, and those guys are pretty important for the moral positivity, right? And next to that, Luz even is a great player known for his aim. He has a 48.3% of headshots, so every second frag he does is a headshot. I think that's a pretty good one. And he has the second highest rating on his team. Tom223 has the highest rating, and he is furthermore a very good rifle player. And so I'm just thinking that Luz is just an addition to a team, and players like him are always an addition to a team. And so, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see what he's going to do with his team.
Yeah, perhaps that headshot potential and frag potential being a huge staple there on a map like Mirage that is known for its Polish history, known for obviously players who can hit the headshots as well. Do you think that we'll be seeing a Mirage here today between these two teams?
Yeah, honestly, I think so. Mirage is a map where you can rely on aim, where you can try some moves, where you can try to get a first frag on the one spot and then go to the another. So faking is pretty easy on Mirage. So I definitely think Mirage is going to be seen. I don't actually know what call I should do for the second one. I'd love to see Inferno again, because I just love Inferno being played, but when we think about the fact that that we're talking about two Polish teams, I give it to Cash or Dust 2, to be honest. But we won't see Train for sure, and all the rest is up to fortune, I'd say. So we'll see what maps are going to be picked by the teams.
Yeah, I think this is a very interesting series when it comes to picks and bans. Well, we've talked about Luz, who is maybe one of those stars for Team Pride. I think that we have to touch on Goofy, who is the standout star for Team X-Kom right now. He's just had a great LAN performance at V4. He's been playing great in the Legend Series so far. What do we have to say about this star player?
The first thing we need to mention is that he's actually 17 years old. So when you're starting that young, like Nothing, for example, Mr. Gilbert, who did a great job before Counter-Strike Global Offensive even was released, and you see what he became. Someone like Goofy is able to step up to such players, and if you look at his rating, for example, he's one of the top 10% of all players. His kill round percentage is 0.81, so this is also top 10% of all players. And I just think that players like Goofy need a lot of support, and everyone should keep an eye on players like Goofy, because when you're that young, you know how the scene is, right? You can get destroyed by one single game because you didn't show what you should show, but you can be hyped because you did the right frags in the perfect game. And I think Goofy is in an age with 17 years where he needs more support than other players with more experience. But if he's able to keep up the stuff he's doing right now, then I see him playing on a big stage, or an even bigger stage when he gets 2021. So I'm looking forward to see him.
Yeah, I think this is a great opportunity for a player like him, with esports arenas all over the world and the Legend Series being such a big opportunity for a lot of these players. If we have a little look at the scoreboard for today, because we haven't actually looked at the leaderboard yet, we can see how these two teams really stack up against each other. Pride, they're in 5th place. So remember, it's the top 4 make the offline final even. This is somewhat of an online final. And then you've got X-Kom. They've had 2 games with 1 no-show as well. That has to be said. So they have only played one of those matches. The other one, they got disqualified. So 0-2 there on the scoreboard. They're stuck in 10th place, down with 2 of those German teams right at the bottom of the scoreboard. But they're not on a horrifically low amount of legend points. You can see 1492, that can be repaired in literally 1 series by possibly even taking 1 convincing map in this series, and then Pride 1 spot away from that offline final. Do you think that this will have a big effect on the teams, knowing how far they are in the standings?
On the one hand, yes, of course, it always has an effect when you see where exactly your standing is, but on the other hand, I think they keep it like professionals, like saying, let's concentrate on that very game we have in a few minutes and not think about what would happen if we lose this one. Because if you start thinking about stuff like, oh, what would happen if we lose this game, you're not really focused on everything what will happen in the next 5 minutes. And so I think both teams will just be prepared for the next match and be aware of the fact what could happen after that. But the next 30 to 60 minutes, we will see the first map with just 2 focus teams on the map we will see, and I guess it's Mirage, right?
I certainly hope so. I haven't been given the information just yet.
So let me tell you, my friend.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
Yeah, Team X-Kom picked Mirage, and Team Pride picked Cash. So we will definitely see 2 maps with a great opportunity to do entry frags and to do the aim style stuff. So I'm definitely looking forward to those 2 maps.
The experts here, obviously, that's why they call us CSGO experts. We said maybe it would be Mirage, and it certainly is. We're going to dive straight into the game now that has just started between X-Kom and Team Pride. Interesting stuff. The pistol round obviously going to Team X-Kom, getting in there fairly early. Pride, they've only got the 1 deagle left, and it's on Tom, looking for some exit frags here, looking to rotate it around and see if he can maybe eliminate one of these AK-47s. I think it's a funny point to mention as well that X-Kom keeping hold of 3 AK-47s so early in the game. Sometimes you would see teams invest into UMPs and SMGs and low risk, low reward weapons, or perhaps low risk, high reward, knowing what the kill bonus of these weapons actually are. Tom going to be keeping hold of that hand cannon, and 2-0 on the board here. It's Pride Gaming not going to be going for any investment in here. You can see Exus has got the $3,100 plus dollars. Sploek. Ooh, who left? Oh, that was Sploric who left. He got kicked out. They wanna stop the round here. Look at that little map advertisement on the screen, on text screen. Isn't that beautiful? Cute little ELC graffiti on the wall. That's what we want. I'm interested to see this. I think that they'll get their pause, but next round, obviously, this one's not too influential. Tom got a kill anyway. This is probably more than they could even expect out of this round, regardless of whether it was replayed or not. So maybe unlucky, but I don't think that they're going to care too much. Soon going to eliminate that last player. Not going to keep hold of the Deagle at this point. They're going to go for that pause. That's going to be slammed in. But Goofy's going to keep hold of a Mac 10 for this one. I don't think that that's too bad. I'm actually fine with that. Pride putting some numbers on the board early with an AWP onto Exus. He's not found a kill just yet, but obviously, being an AWP player, you want that scope rifle in your hands. Remember, everybody, if you are in the Twitch chat today, I'm going to be answering your questions. I'll be asking some questions as well, perhaps, if you get a little too frisky, but... Let's see, Exus with a big double kill down there towards mid, and he's being wrapped in on by Soon, who... Sup, bitch? Does fall down. Exus, that's a nice third kill. And it's only Texac left. He's been spotted. No 1 versus 4. He really does need to put a couple of kills on the board here. Eliminate the Pride economy. And remember, after losing 3 rounds in a row, Pride aren't going to have stable money after this one. You can see here, they've got less than $1,000 between the 5 players. With X-Kom's money really doing quite well. So if you can find a kill or two, that'd be a great sign, but Tom's going to eliminate him. 4 players staying alive, and that's just what Pride Gaming needs. They need as many rifles staying in their hands as possible. Remember, being on the CT side costs a damn load of money for that utility. For the 2,000 you need to invest in every round, for the Molotov, the smoke, flashes and nades. It is quite costly. And of course, you've got to throw them away right at the start of the round. Exploit going to be forced up aggressive. Tom taking some tags off mid. Nobody dealing the damage so far. Thus far. And Sploek is right up in their face. He's pretty aggressive on in. And you can see Gab here just holding back in CT spawn, waiting for anybody to peek and push. Three to 1 though, as both teams have the AWP, soon finally getting out that scoped rifle. Remember, keeping hold of the AK-47s earlier. And X-Kom are in a great position to go for an A-split this time. Pride Gaming, they've got players pincered on the B site, but nobody here for a fast rotation. Now Luz has to bide for time. He's not going to be able to do so as he gets forced out by the frag grenade, followed up by the AK-47 as Ponchek's able to find that kill and slam the numbers into that bomb on the A-bomb site. They are wrapping in as well, so Pride Gaming definitely not few on number here, and Petit Tech going to try and change that with a big entry headshot towards T spawn. Sploek dropping, and now it's down to the AWPs. What can Tom do? He's going to get caught out through Murder Hole. They call it that for a reason. Now Gab needs to hold it down. This diffuser, oh no, it's happening right now. They're unable to get it, and Pride actually get the ninja defuse. How the hell did that happen? Gab's able to hold defensive. Pride, that was a Hiko, you kidding me moment. That was unbelievable. You see how good the teamwork and coordination is on the Eagle of Pride. They pretty much scoped in on that bomb, decided we're not going to take any angels. And that's got to put doubt in your mind if you're X-Kom. It's time to Zoom to try and open it up again. He's been doing this pretty consistently. Oh, they line up for Petit Tech. He does a little bit of damage, but he takes a fat load of damage for that one. Down to 15. Gab's up close. He's gonna jump right over the orb scope. How has Gab not found this shot just yet? Come on, Gab, wakey. You got a game of Counter-Strike to play. Now, X-Kom, they are going to charge in towards this B site. There's only one player over here. He gets his head slapped off. Just Tom left, and he's towards Kitchen. He's got to hold them back and do some damage, but the bomb's already down, and he is fairly far away, forced backwards. And the smoke's placed as well is going to filter and funnel their approach in towards the B bomb site. This is going to be a difficult retake for Pride. They've got to wait for the smoke to go, but remember, their teamwork is pretty damn fantastic. They know how to hit retakes just like this. Texec, he's got this angle on lockdown. 2 for him! Almost spins around for Tom as well, but Tom's able to stay alive temporarily before taken out by Goofy. And 3 players last and survive from X-Kom. Lukey joining. Our admin in the chat knowing his stuff. He's getting that little subtle promotion down. He knows what he's doing. You can join it. We've got a giveaway. Go !join in chat. That was a pretty horrible Molotov right there from Soon. I'd be hoping that you'd have that one nailed down 100% of the time, but maybe not. Remember, Pride have gone for quite a heavy investment in this one after very narrowly winning that 5th round. They're stuck in the 7th with... That was actually a smoke bug. Luz should not have seen Goofy just then. That's not a problem with the servers or anything. That's just a straight-up problem with Counter-Strike. He should not have seen him through that smoke, but we saw it. He saw it. Beautiful finisher from Exus there. That is gorgeous. I'm a big fan of sticking with what you've got and going for the saves as well, but Pride made it work nonetheless with just the pistols and a couple of saved up rifles. Remember that they saved a couple in the previous round. Goofy's going to eliminate the head off Exus, and remember, he's our star player for this game, so somebody who we'd be hoping to hit the headshots. Tom needs to get out of that tricky spot right here, but he's going to toss in a Molotov, and that's going to allow an AWP to peek in, but Pride don't have anybody there. They don't even have an AWP, and Texec has. He's able to hold it down with the scoped rifle. What can you win, by the way? I'm not sure. ELC Gaming TV in Twitch chat? What can you win? Not sure who it is. Petit Tech here, and what a headshot. Opens Gab's skull like a grape. And now Pride have to battle it back. It's a 2 versus 3, and Petit Tech has this angle on complete lockdown. And Matthias earlier just said that this might all come down to the skill level. Might come down to who can hit the headshots. And right now that is X-Kom with Goofy and Petit Tech doing a lot of damage. And oh, Soon's here. He's got to spot that man. No knife shenanigans. Just a straight up scope. A hard scope as well. And now X-Kom find themselves a little further ahead. 3-5. Pride Gaming aren't going to be able to go for any real investment. They've got barely any money to talk of at all. And now the question is, what can they work with? They've got no real money. They've got nothing to talk of at all, and they need to go for some sort of rush, some sort of push, something fairly aggressive. I'm not too sure. That's what I'd be calling if I was their in-game leader. But instead, they do actually go for this buy. It's Tom, XS, Luz with pistols. Explore keeping hold of an M4 here. And X-Kom going to be going for the triple AK setup, the AWP on TechSec as well. He's been pretty good at opening up with this AWP. So now I want to see exactly what he can do. But that ninja from Pride earlier is pretty much still reigning out. That's the result of 2 of the 3 rounds that they've been able to find here on map 1. X-Kom going to be able to get a solid split on this B site. Tom's here in the corner, unable to find the shots in time. TechSec's there for support. And that is Pride's defense pretty much shut down already. Just the 2 pistols left, and X-Kom are going to be tapping the numbers into that bomb on the B site. Exus and Luz forced to fall back. Now let's see what the money looks like. It's an absolute shambles. They have $600 between them. And this loss bonus isn't going to be too much respite for them either. Available items, t-shirts. CSGO blind bag. A Legend Series CSGO t-shirt. They're very good. I got one of them. I'd recommend. Death Adder, I've got one of them as well. Oh, T-Tech runs out of bullets. He's going to chase down with a Glock and find it. I'll be trading out to that Deagle. He does. 3-6 now. X-Kom have pretty much just manhandled everybody on this T side. Remember, this is the second game we've seen them play. They did have a pretty rough bout against QB Fire, our favourites, our headliners, ex-quarterfinalists at the Major. Obviously, that's a pretty tough talk. That's a pretty tough ask. Now, Pride. What can you throw at them with the pistols? They are going for quite a wacky setup, playing 3 players in connector and 1 player towards jungle. I haven't seen this often. They go for the flash out mid, but there is no one mid. Just soon here with the AWP. They're going to have to double peek him here. They do, but oh, not good enough. Oh, Tom's got this angle. He's fired away with the pistol. He does finally find that shot. Now he tosses away a Molotov as well. This is funky stuff. Tom tried very, very hard to get away from that one, but Ponchek chases him through the flames. 3-7 now. Lukey, Squid, you know you love me because I'm also British. You want to gift me something from the store? Man, maybe. Does Lukey follow me on Twitter? That's a question. If he follows me on Twitter, maybe, but unless he already follows me, then I don't think so. Maybe they've actually spotted out Tom here. Oh, he finds a shot! Looked like Tom had no idea there. Loves that underpass. He's like a rat in the sewers down there. But TechSec is going to find him. Pretty solid fallback plan as well, but TechSec doesn't know that there's a player far engaged. My lord, Pride Gaming have 2 players far engaged either side of the map. They've got Luz, who has pushed all the way through apps, coming up behind as well, and they've got a player ramp and everywhere. So X-Kom don't have any idea that this is coming, and now the bomb's just been dropped. This B split is not going to work out anymore unless they can find Luz, and fast. This is why Luz is so good. He's got a fairly confident style of Counter-Strike, but reinforcements are coming. This is a very weird round with X-Kom giving away this bomb, and now Goofy. Oh, he needs to get it out of there right now. Gab's on the chase, and he's actually got this bomb in his crosshair as well. Goofy steals it away and places down a smoke, but Goofy springs out and does grab him. Just soon left. He's got 20 seconds, has to speed up, get his skates on towards this bomb. Come on. He's playing this one very, very slow. He's got to just second guess whether he wants to keep hold of the AWP at this point. 5 seconds. Soon going to be beaten by the clock. The fake flash doesn't work. That never works. Only on me. Lukey follows Squidward. What's my What's my Twitter even, Lukey? Tell me. Come on. Let's hear it. Let's hear it in chat. Oh, towards mid. Tom's actually got a great angle. He's got the spray died as well. Goofy's surely going to find it. Oh, my lord. Splore saves him. Goofy's going to drop here. And Gab, that's a great angle because it's a high risk. It's a high risk, high reward situation, I guess. But you've got your head pretty much covered in. Against the AK-47s, you want to minimize that one-tap potential, and that's a great way of doing it. Soon fully blind, going to be flashed up again. Soon is horrible at avoiding these flashes. But not the shots. He's going to nail that one. Luz going to be shot right between the eyes. And now the defense is gone. Petit Tech needs to just spray down from above. Both players peeking him, and Petit Tech going to get 2. Oh, tap him for the 3rd as well. But Splore's going to have to fall back here. Going to have to go for the re-rotation round as the bomb gets tapped down. Petit Tech has done so much damage this round. And now it's all down to him and Soon in the final few moments. Splore knows that Petit Tech is stuck in this corner as well. And that smoke is going to cut him out. But Soon confident, aggressive, AWPs him down. That's 8-4 now. As X-Kom have won all of these situations bar one, pretty much. That ninja defuse on the A site seemed quite poignant at the time, but now maybe a distant memory for Pride, who are now back to this semi-buy. It's evaporated their eco once again, but Gab is going to eliminate one this time. It's Soon again with the AWP. This guy has been a beast so far. Just a very stable style of AWPing, hitting the flicks. Now the pistols look a lot more vulnerable. Oh, Soon. Didn't actually spot that guy, but he's going for no scopes all round. They're all... What are they doing? Doing a little ceremony around him. Ooh, 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 ooh. We like to drink with Soon, because Soon is our mate. And when we drink with Soon, he knows scopes in 8, 7, 6. You can tell I'm British. Lukey will know what I'm talking about. Lukey knows all of the drinking chants. I'm just pretending to be cool. Pretending to know what I'm talking about. I'm a cool guy. That's why I wear a bow tie. Should get that printed on a shirt. Look at Soon. He's found pretty much every entry frag all over in the last 5 or 6 rounds. Now it's down to Tom, who's stuck on short. Pride playing with a man disadvantage. A 5-round disadvantage. This is not the place that you want to be stuck at. Oh, Goofy exposes his head. X-Kom 5 rounds up. Now just need to go for this A split. It's actually worked out a fair few times so far. It's Soon to try and poke in again. Knows that there's a player CT spawn now as that Molotov rains through. They're going to make their way onto the A site. They've got so many players down here. It's Ponchek from up top to nail a headshot. T-Tech as well. Tom's unable to do anything. Just Splore with a lonely CZ. Is able to hit a very fast shot. Oh, this could be a second as well. Splore, that was fantastic. Grabs this AWP. He's even got a kit as well. I'd have liked to see him go for this one, but he's playing so slow that I think he's going to time himself out. Now, Petitek. Oh, he's making noise as well. Tagged! Gone! Petitek. 3 kills, but Ponchek's still alive, and Splowick didn't sound too confident just then. Baba-boom. Bomb goes off. He's done a lot of damage, but it's not going to matter too much. Obviously, X-Kom are going to be able to go for a full investment. It's the only... It's only confidence, isn't it? Now Pride, they are 4-10. Down, and Splowick does have that AWP. He's going to be playing it towards the B side of things. He's going to be totally alone. Seaxis at the other side of the map, able to nail a headshot. He's been pretty good at getting aggressive with the CZ. No revenge for anybody up there. Exus takes one out on the way down. If you're going down, you're coming with me, he says. Now the 2 sniper rifles. 1 scout, 1 AWP has to do all the work. They're being mollied out of this one, though. That's, I think, 3 mollies towards connector so far. X-Kom definitely not skimping or saving whatsoever at this point. And there's one in return. You can eat it. Petitek hits the shots on the way out, though, and he's able to get one more. Tom nails another headshot, but now Luz on this site has to just go for this defuse. He's not going to have enough time, despite finding that shot. It's round over, half over, 11-4. Not much in the way of highlight plays so far, I don't think. It's been a lot of just single kills and double kills, effective trading, pretty fast shots. I feel like a lot of players are on point. But it's a difficult affair for Pride Gaming, who find themselves 7 rounds down at the half. They are going to be electing to put 3 players towards the B site with Luz held back. This P250 is going to be the first one in. Splowick gets naded back. That's really clever from them. Knowing that he's got a P250, probably unarmored, they chuck in an HE. Knowing that it's going to do additional damage. Now a smoke's placed as well. They might even push this in. Ponchek right behind the smoke. Knows that they're coming. There's the first, and he's just going to tap them away. There's a second for him as well. And X-Kom already have this one into fruition. They've got it in the bag, it feels. Mirage, a shutdown for X-Kom. Obviously, both based from the east, from Poland, the big P. I want to see what Pride are made of, whether they have the resilience to take this one back, because this might be a very quick affair. If not, 3 M4s, an MP9 and a Scout sit on the side of X-Kom. And they've only got 1 player towards the A site. More rotating in now. And there's the information. What can Petitek do? Little tickle of damage through the smoke. More bits of damage being dealt by Tekek, who's held back by these clouds. As that bomb does go down. And they are held far out. And it's down to Petitek to do the damage. Tap, tap, tap from Luz as he grabs 2. And it's Ponchek to just rip his way back through. His Exus. He needs to stop this defuse happening right now. He is so far away. Couple of consolation tags. Not a consolation frag. And 4-13. Let's see what Pride can do. They've elected to go for 3 AK-47s. They've got a pair of Deagles on this one as well. And they're doing the damage fairly early on. Luz taking that one, and now it's... oh, the MP9! Goofy doubles them up! Lines them up, and that is why you need head armor. Because even the SMGs do big damage if you don't. X-Kom, 2 players are very low. Goofy and Soon have 27 HP between them. But they've split that low health up. 2 players on the B side. Ponchek gonna go down fairly early. And now it's up to Goofy, who gets baited out into the open to lose that frag. It's really down to Texek. He's the only player with health points, as that nade is going to almost seal the deal for Exus. He gets tagged out even further. Now they know where both players are. Gab's able to swing wide and get Texek, and soon has to fall back. He's got no health to work with in this one. This is a... oh no, he's actually rotating over towards short. I thought he was down and out of this round, but this could be extremely hyper-intelligent. Yeah, Exus is going to go this way, and he's going to find him. And Gab is going to get the return. Lots of damage done, though, as Gab had to hit a fast headshot or just sacrifice himself to the bomb. Obviously, he didn't want to do that. That's extremely intelligent, though, from Texek, who knew that the Pride economy is fairly low. You can see now everybody having to buy up. Nobody's got any real money apart from Tom, 1,500. That's not really that much. Bit of a crossfire on the A site with 4 players over here. You can see that Pride... this would be a bad move to go towards the pointy letter here, but with the bomb held back and 3 players towards mid, it feels like this could be a B split. Especially since Exus is so far engaged on short. They've taken mid control, that's their first angle of approach. They're going to go for this window boost. It almost feels like Luz has already called for it. Maybe they are going to call for something else. No shots hitting. Great play from Texek to actually wait, but I'd like to see him just stand there for a couple more seconds. Normally, Luz would fire through that wooden panel and move if nobody moves. Just forget about it. And Luz is going to assassinate another. That's Goofy taking it in the brain. Gab opening up too. As X-Kom, they might be close to the finish line, but they're not going to be able to cut the ribbon just yet. That's an AK picked up as well, so you can actually hightail your way out of there with a pair of rifles, knowing that you've got an acceptable buy in the 20th round, knowing that 2 rifles could definitely be the difference maker. But Pride, they seem to be waking up. They seem to be hitting their shots a little more at this point, and we could actually see a more competitive game. Bunny hopping away. Pride gonna finally have that buffer to their economy. With 4 players alive, you can see a bit of utility on them as well. This is gonna mean minimal pickups in the future. Only 2 of their players have to even invest in real utility. That's Tom and Luz. Exus has to buy it all, though. As he grabs an AWP. Out towards mid. Super fast. But it's already up to Petitek, who is Lemmy down underpass, and he just wants this straight-up Angel. Now he's stuck in a very difficult situation with players both sides, and that flash was actually perfect to hold him out. He's going to be able to grab Luz, but Exus is there to hold down things with the AWP and stop any BS with the 1 rifle. Now just Ponchek. And they're going to maybe go towards him. You can see Exus on short. Gab towards B apps, and this has been their kind of telltale sign that it is going to be a B hit. With Goofy eliminated as well, maybe that is going to force him to rotate towards the A site. That's normally the fast rotate towards A god. This is definitely going to be a B hit at this point with Exus towards mid. He's been so consistent in hitting shots. Texec just needs a lucky timing. He's going through this smoke, and he's actually going to catch him from behind. So much damage there for that engagement. They're going to walk into this rifle as well. Ponchek, can he hold it down? It's both of them, but Splorek's able to capitalize from the side, and he has to do a lot of work. Obviously, Bogdan's Law, Exus has this rifle, a sniper rifle. The USP is enough to eliminate one and two. It's soon with the little pea shooter able to eliminate both. And that is maybe one of the final nails in the coffin. X-Kom now with the AWP, now with the buy. 1 round away from map point here on Mirage. I like this towards the A site. They go for a big stack. X-Kom actually deciding that maybe Pride's T side is a little too hot to handle sometimes. We're going to go for these risky plays to make sure that we take at least 1 round. We want to risk maybe 2 or 3 and then we'll go back to a default. But we've got a couple to play with. We've got a little time on our hands. And these smokes are going to start to pour through. And X-Kom are so well equipped to deal with it. That flash is going to miss as well, so nobody really dealt with by Tom's flashbang. And now Texec actually spotted a man out there. It's going to get mollied back. There's a player back in this corner. X-Kom, they surely should be able to shut this one down, but 3 frags come through for Pride. They shouldn't be expecting this 4th here from Petitec, who springs out, and Luz is gone. Flash high up in the air, and he wants to cause a real rattle, a real racket here. Exus actually has his knife out. He spots out this enemy AWPer. Soon, oh, he is going to get knifed. We switched away just at the wrong time, but Petitec going for taps over towards CT spawn. He's being wrapped in on, though, as they go for this double lineup. Sometimes takes your breath away, but this time takes only Petitec's breath away. That's Pride making up half the scoreline, 7-14. And it's X-Kom with the 14 rounds. They're the team who look to be just whitewashing this one. And so far, it hasn't really been one player carrying at all. It's been everybody really chipping in. And for Pride, they're really starting to step up. This is something that we did see from them in Legends Cup. Their ability to be down but never out. 17, 17, 14 for Exus, Tom and Luz respectively. T-Tech is only allowed to get 1 before the trade frag comes in. And see how great Pride are at checking every single angle, and he's not even gonna risk planting towards short since they know it's not checked, instead going for the safer option, and Luz's gonna be able to tap it in. Easy round for Pride once again. And now X-Kom, they need to start knuckling down and getting a little more serious. They barely have caused a dent on their CT side, and that's a problem. They need to actually close this game out. And Pride are getting frightfully close to these double digits. And then from there, you only need 3 or so buy rounds to take the map, and it becomes a lot more realistic. Throws doubt into the minds of X-Kom. Throws confidence into those of Pride. And And with just USPs and a single P250, this is almost certainly going to be a 9th in there. One away from that aforementioned 10 rounds. With Pride, I'd love to say it, they're playing very well right now. They did show up pretty late to the party, but you can see they are wrapping inwards. They have not really slowed down. Luz is pretty low here. Going to be able to just rattle off shots into the face of Zune. And it's Ponchek left. Pause, please. Boom. Bang. Smack. Bang. Wallop. All of the onomatopoeias you can think of. I think they said that somebody's just timed out during the tactical pause. It's funny. Convenient, I guess. That it wasn't during the round. We'd have to go for the reset and cause loads of drama. People hate that. People hate it when somebody times out and causes problems. Let's break down this buy. X-Kom are going to be able to invest into 5 rifles if they really want it. Goofy's probably going to have an M4 as well. I like to see him on that weapon, and I guess that means that Sudan's going to be as well, but they're pretty light on the nades. You can see there is not a single Molotov so far on Team X-Kom. They are going to go for this unpause. Let's see what these last 2 players go for. Oh, they're going for another pause. Ah, they're not going to be able to pause. Oh. Saved by the bell. Tom just saved us. The MVP for sure. Tom223 MVP. Let's go on skin hunt. Let's see who's got the best skin. Taxec wins so far with that M9 bayonet. Fade is too classic. It's too classic, I think. See, he's just got a standard M4. That's cheap. Oh, look at that. The freehand. Yeah, I give it to him. Let's vote. Use hashtag Legend Series to vote for your favorite skin. I like the freehand. I'm a big fan of that. I like to think that was drawn freehand. Split with the standard knife. Come on. And the Damascus steel. Our winner is Exus. With the lovely knife. There's the winner. Our winner for today. He doesn't take any legend points for it, but he takes my undying gratitude. X-Kom are just going to shut this one down. There's almost nothing to talk about here. Pride just dived through the smokes individually. Gab there. The only player to find a kill. And now we find ourselves onto this match point with X-Kom almost on 16. Surviving with 5 players as well is going to put their money in a pretty good state. And it's going to give them an extra buy on top of the ones that they would have already had. And Pride Gaming are forced to make this 6 in a row. That is funny to say the least. A tactical pause. And Pride Gaming give it away straight away. Let's go. This is going to be a straight-up fake from Pride. 2 into this B site, and they got to cause a stir here, and they have, actually. They've forced a third member over, and now Sploek, he needs to find the kills to really sell this fake. Now, Tom, he has got a good opportunity here. He's going to find both as well. Great turnaround to find Petitek, and that's the A site completely exposed, taken. It's Pride's. What a round. That was so well executed. And X-Kom, they had no map control anywhere to be able to deal with that. So when the push came in towards B, they had no information, intel to say otherwise. They had to go for the rotate on the third man. That meant that he was stuck towards Kitchen. And to add insult to injury, Sploek able to find the headshot onto the man bench. Round over at that point. And X-Kom, they've still got 15 rounds, but this is looking more tentative. Five in a row from Pride. This is extremely doable. This one is going to be a full eco pretty much, with Petitek going for minimal investment. It's not going to matter too much. He's still the richest player out of the 5. Look at that spray down. Like a glatter turret there. Pride's T-side is absolutely ferocious. Pride are actually one of my favourite teams to watch, because although they've changed 3 players since Legends Cup in Santa Ana, their T-side on Mirage is literally exactly the same. It's led by Luz, who just pops open heads. Everybody just sort of plays this pretty open style of Counter-Strike, where they've got an AWP, which really does the damage. It's Exus instead of somebody else, and it's like everybody's filling their role pretty damn well. Pride certainly shouldn't be dismayed because of this performance. But obviously, they have got to hit a 4 in a row here. Molotov hits the ground pretty early on. And now X-Kom just for CZs. Luz is going to toss out that smoke pretty early on, and you can see the rotate behind. They've got all the information that it is going to be a B hit this time. And now, between these smokes, Ponchek does have to go huge here. 2 players going down as well. And it's all really down to Ponchek, and they know that he's here, so should be able to be weeded out, but he does find 2. 2 drop to the CZ75, and he's going ring around roses for number 3 as well. Ponchek, oh my lord, picks up the AK-47, but finally gets dropped. But you have to say it, that was pretty much exclusively Ponchek on the B site, just wrapping around, doing circles like a madman there. And X-Kom take it 16-11 on Mirage. And that, what a map. They really did struggle to close it out there, but finally do take it. We're going to be back in a few moments, but remember, it's Team Pride Gaming's map pick coming up next. It's going to be cash, so make sure you join us.
Dude, it's happening! Absolutely incredible! Surely not! Oh, what is that?
Oh, look at this boost again. Is this how they're going to win the championship?
Building up the damage.
Oh, so clean! Woo-hoo! We haven't seen that move at all. He gets the uppercut! Oh my god!
而且他把自己吃了。
Damien concedes immediately.
Onto the rift for the first game of the week, Bray against St. Patrick's. This is disaster for Pats, and they try and look for something that was a little bit too far out of their reach, and they get aced. Huge win for Bray.
Adam, captain of Bray Wanderers, how are you feeling just now?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, we're winning, as expected.
Oh, this could just be the end of the game right here, right now. That is going to be our second game of the day, going over to Bohemians in extremely convincing fashion.
What happened?
Their bot lane was significantly better than ours. We could have ended it quicker, but we kind of had a bit of fun towards the end.
Double kill for the Ezreal. Sprinkles, you're just a little bit too little, too late. Zillion goes down off the backside. Triple kill. And at 15-4, 25 minutes games, realistically, it's going to be Team 3 taking the win.
Us Dublin boys got to be home, about now. So Cork was like, leave Fiora open. Let 3 end at 20 minutes. Grand stuff. So got to thank them for that. They're good sports.
So tonight has been a really exciting night of matches. They've been really action-packed and very short game. Today we've seen really the top teams separate themselves from the pack. We have 2 standout players tonight. One was Kevaman, who really performed wonderfully on his Varus and kind of took over the game. Team 3 played really well and understood exactly what their team comp needed to secure victory.
Hi, I'm Liam from 3 Ireland Sea Stars.
Hi, I'm Tim from Peak.
And we're here to launch 3 Ireland Sea Stars merchandise.
Designed by Peak.
Cut.
Yeah, you're allowed to come off now, mate. Okay. There you go.
Three Ireland Sea Stars is an amateur gaming competition in which we will give the opportunity to an amateur gamer to become Ireland's next E-Star. We've partnered with the clubs across the League of Ireland, so there already is a rivalry there on a competition. We're dipping into that rivalry and we're taking it to the gaming scene. Peak is a very similar brand to ourselves, what Tim Crew's trying to do and break into the markets, and similar to us, we're looking to break into a new market as well. I think there's a great synergy there between ourselves and Peak.
It's a really exciting partnership. It's such a new business. I think it's amazing to give anybody an opportunity to be able to go on a big stage in front of thousands and thousands of people, and the final is going to be immense.
Hi, we're ELC Gaming and we're looking forward to one of the greatest events we've ever had. The Ireland E-Stars will feature a tour with our esports truck, Big Betty, all the way through Ireland. We will start right here from our headquarters in Germany, where Big Betty will take 2 ferries to get to Ireland. The first from Rotterdam to Hull, then from Holyhead, which will take Betty directly to Dublin. From there, she will travel to 9 different locations in 9 weeks, where we'll visit the best football clubs in Ireland. But to do what exactly? To host one of the biggest League of Legends tournaments ever to be held in Ireland. Each of the 9 teams will be represented by 5 League of Legends players, and a 10th team will represent E-Star's head sponsor, 3. After 9 weeks of tough battle, the grand final will then find its winner live from the 3 Arena in Dublin. Check out our Facebook events or visit estars.pro for further information. This is 3 Ireland's E-Stars. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Legend Series. Of course, we are into week 6 now. So we've had plenty of great Counter-Strike moments broadcast here live from Hamburg. And I want to show you a couple of them now. Quick on the defense. Now they've got to walk into this sword off shotgun, a weapon we don't always see, but 2! Oh my lord, now from behind. They've got many players low and quick, gonna line all 3 up. A collateral out of all proportions. And quick gonna find his 4th as well. Round over from Epsilon, and oh wow, Jenko just tearing them apart over towards his side of mid, and goes down for the triple as well. Jenko faded out, pushing straight through the Molotovs as Jenko takes the head off of Zello here. Back onto the A site. He knows where both these players are. Oh, and Jenko! How precise was that? 3 bullets, 3 headshots. BTN doesn't actually spot out that first man, or does spot him just in the nick of time. Smooya's there, wants to get really aggressive, trying to salvage back an AK-47. Big spray down! What was that from BTN? Springs to life, finds Robin and Jenko, and that is sensational. Thank you very much, and much more of that to come as well. So stay tuned every Tuesday and Thursday for more clips just like that. And you can follow our socials as well if you want to get the action live. Obviously, our Facebook, ELC Gaming, and our Twitter, ELC Gaming TV. So make sure that you follow that for all your ELC Gaming updates and Legend Series updates as well. But first, we have got a great game of Counter-Strike. Obviously, a 16-11 just now on Mirage, and we've got another map of Cash coming up. And I find that Cash kind of operates in a very, very similar way to Mirage. Maybe one of the best players in the previous map being Goofy. I think that Goofy's a really important player when we're talking about Team X-Kom, and when you're talking about how good he is. I think that he had a fantastic map, especially the start of the map as well, and that is brilliant. It lets you pump up your teammates, and he was certainly one of those players who gets the entry frags, opens up the game that might be closed right from the pistol round, and blast it on through. I think on Pride, you've got to be talking about Luz in those 10 rounds. He maybe almost fielded the comeback by hitting those entry shots with the rifle as well. We sometimes see Luz get out an AWP, but that is very, very rarely. He's normally the 3rd or 4th person in the team to get out that weapon. He is mainly with the AK-47. He's hitting the headshots, and remember, he's the 2nd most influential player on that team under Tom223, who is pretty consistently the biggest star in that Pride roster. Him and Luz both being the 2 players to stay after a great performance at Legends Cup. Everybody else getting moved and moved over to other orgs, other teams as well. And if we can have a look at the leaderboard, you can see how they stack up against each other. Team Pride on 5th place here. Obviously, top 4 make the Legends Series offline final. Remember, X-Kom, they're stuck down in 10th place as well. So how Legend Points works is it fields loads and loads of data, not just a win, draw, loss. We take into account who you're playing, the variety of maps, lots and lots of different scenarios account towards that final Legend Point total. So I think that X-Kom are probably going to gain a hell load of points for that map in particular. Anyway, we're going to go to a very short break, but don't go anywhere, because when we return, we'll be back with the second map of the day.
CSGO Legends Series is back and revamped with a brand new system never before seen in competitive esports. ELC Gaming is unveiling a brand new, unique point system which takes a wide range of win conditions into account. From rank of opponent played, strength on T and CT side, and variety of maps played will all influence points accumulated. Teams earn cash every time they play, with rewards given, win or lose.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. We're live into the second map of the day, and Team Pride just taking that pistol round. Obviously, this is their map pick, so knowing that, they have taken a great start. Pistols for X-Kom, but they are upgraded ones. It's Goofy at the back of this site with the Deagle, and he's going to tap one away. Going to get charged down, though, by the Mac-10 from Lars, making this one quite competitive. Ponchek over that smoke is able to tap away another one, and these CZs are doing a lot of damage. Just soon left, he's got a Scout, he's got a Deagle as well, so two powerful weapons for this retake, but he's single-handedly got to do it all on his own, and the AK-47's going to deny that possibility. They're going to be able to drop down the AK-47s. X-Kom, just with the pistols in this one. Would be stupid to go for the follow-up reinvestment. Obviously, soon, probably going to be getting out the AWP in the follow-up round. An AWP that's surely needed on the X-Kom CT side. Oh, look at this stack. This is quite a funky one. One that you don't see too often. And X is going to peek right into it. Look at this Noah Tower. Oh, 5 stacked up. That's for a pretty even trade just then. Splor's going to charge him with a Mac-10. Not really deterred by that one. Gab getting dinked up and still taking the fight. Still going to find the frag. They said something about Fortnite. Maybe that's like a little Fortnite tower. Been playing Fortnite, getting on top of items, people, objects. Love a bit of Fortnite as well. Somebody could translate that for me. That would be interesting. I'd like to see the translation for that one. Pride have 4 AK-47s. Ponchek just trying to find an exit frag with a USP. He's got a great angle towards mid, and Gab's pretty low, and he's charging away. Oh, missing that opportunity, though. Gonna tag away. Doesn't find that kill. Tom's able to keep alive the AK-47 on 10 HP as well, so a 3-0 start is just what the doctor ordered. AWP for soon. Everybody out with the rifles. Remember X-Kom, they're very light on the mollies once again. Gonna toss in that Molotov on the Pride side, though, and that denies map control early. It's very advantageous to get far into checkers and give them more corners to worry about. Pride look to want to go towards the A site, but now backing off, maybe going for this mid push. This is something that Kopsak does. On their T side on Cash, they go for maybe a little execute over towards the A site. You can see Pride actually doing that once again, going for execute on towards mid, playing a Molotov quite shallow into just cordon off that area completely. Don't want to worry about that one. Instead, worrying about the headshots. Long is Petit Tech going to walk into one. And now, what can Pride do to get into one of these bomb sites? X-Kom haven't really adapted their defense around that first frag. But X is going to find another one, and this seems very convincing here. X-Kom just peeking one after one into mid, and that's going to be the bomb dropped, so Texec going to be able to drop that C4 in towards mid. That Molotov going to deny him cover. And with 30 seconds left and 2 players on the B site, this is so doable for X-Kom. Gonna walk into this one with barely any time left. And X-Kom, they just have to stop this bomb from going down for a few moments more. The flash is perfect! And X-Kom shut it down! It's Goofy with 2. And Texec picking up the pieces as XS has to fall back. XS is the XS of this round. He is sent trailing back. The first round on the board for X-Kom. And that is the risk-reward factor played up perfectly. The clock ticked down, and X-Kom decided what we need to do is put 2 players on this site. We've got to throw in a risk here. That's exactly what they did. They're going to rotate in. Swoop 1. X is going for tags over towards mid. Pretty close. That one was even closer. You take these sort of risks because 1 out of every 10 you maybe hit it. 1 out of every 15 you hit it. But Ponchek gonna find a pair of kills this time. Almost a third as well as Tom. Gonna be eliminated. Nexus unable to capitalize. Just gets the trade as he's only got 2 bullets left and neither of them are gonna get fired before he goes down. 2 to 3 now. Now double scopes on Soon and Goofy as the Molotovs that we said were lacking before are no longer in need of replenishment. Perfect flash in is Petitek doing a bit of damage. Tom's there to trade. It's Texex there for revenge. It's X-Kom picking up the pieces here against the Deagles, and Pride want to do some damage. They have picked up that M4A1S, so that silenced rifle should be able to do at least something here, but Tom is taking it towards mid. Wants to just rattle away at someone's face. Obviously, Ponchek is holding this corner of the map off, and Tom is getting more aggressive as we speak, and oh, Tom's gonna rip the face off of one, and Texec is unable to find a position to trade, so even Stevens as Pride Gaming look to set their talons into this A site. Let's soften Squidgy, ready for some claws, and Texec's here, and what a shutdown. Soon with a clap, Texec with the spray down. That's all she wrote in those situations. X-Kom have a pretty standard classic setup on the CT side. You can see just playing a 2-1-2 setup with the Molotovs and smokes. Pretty universal. But they placed them fairly early. Remember, this is Pride's map pick, and they weren't too shabby at the T side of Mirage. But I would say that Mirage is probably one of Pride's better maps as well. I don't really doubt them on it all too much. They've got 10 plays on HLTV on that map in particular. But X-Kom have a meaty 60% win rate on cash, so when you're talking about these maps, they're not too shabby. We're looking at maps like Train and Cash. X-Kom didn't play this in their bout versus QB Fire. They played Train and Cobblestone. But Pride certainly have played this so far. They played it against Kopsaka. 16 threes on both Mirage and Cash. A repeat performance there. Something that I don't always get, because the Legend point system does reward teams for higher variety of maps played. Maybe they just want to guarantee the win, but Molotov's in actually going to have to force Pride outwards, and with a rotation coming behind, they're going to be locked in place by X-Kom here, and the AWP's going to be able to do so much damage. Nexus, the last player alive once again, and this B site take is definitely not working out. The AWPs reign absolutely supreme, and a pause for X-Kom is really the stalemate. This is where Pride have to really reconsider their options. They've done something that hasn't really worked all too many times. They were 3-0 up. They've lost 4 in a row now for X-Kom to pull this back to 4-3 to be in the lead. And Pride are eating into their freeze time, eating into their pause. This is all about the double up setup for X-Kom. Obviously, with pistols, you can kind of negate the fact that they've got AWPs. You just want to get up close and personal, but that's easier said than done. The Molotovs come out early towards mid, and there's a nade, which is going to do damage onto 3 players. Exus, Tom, Gab, all taking damage from that nade. Tag's going to come through with the AWP, and they're going to walk into this deadly crossfire. Everybody peeking, and these pistols going to yield 0 kills between them. A perfect defense for X-Kom, and that's what happens when you've got that triangular defense on the A site. It's so difficult to breach and break in. The pistols, you have to get close, but it's unable to happen just due to the long-range engagements dealt by the AWP, by the M4s. They're able to just stand out in the open and field Pride right into the crossfire, and it's not able to done. And Tom's going to find one at the start of the 9th. Still a double up setup out on X-Kom. You can see Soon actually getting caught on that corner. Wants to go out towards mid. There's a headshot. Gab's going to fall. As Petite X snaps back into action. Spots out the shins of one, and there's Luz actually wanting to revenge onto his fallen teammate, but with the bomb dropped all out in the open, this 2-pronged attack. The defense is pretty much known at this point, but the attack has actually been telegraphed as well. With Splowick all out in the open, X-Kom managed to survive with 4 players alive. 5 versus 4 to a 4 versus 0 for X-Kom. Perfectly played from the man down situation. Pride Gaming are going to rush into this B-bomb site. And now it's all down to Pontiac. He does a big spray down right off the eve of that one. There's his 3rd as well. Big shutdown from him, but Gap's going to land the 1-tap. And the flash comes in for defense as well. The rain of Molotovs is going to parade down onto the B-bomb site. And this Tom needs to nail these shots. Isn't going to do it. It's X-Kom again, this time with a good retake. Pride Gaming with a faster attack. Now they know that the B-bomb site is actually able to be compromised by a fast rush, but X-Kom, they should be able to change up their defense surrounding that. You can see 14,000 on Goofy. Gonna buy up an AWP soon. He's got an AWP as well dropped. So X-Kom, they've got the rounds, but they've got the cash as well to buffer and bolt down on a defense. Pride's Gaming. Four AK-47s and an AWP. That nade's great. Lightens up the load from Luz. Means that these M4s are 1-tap from him. If you hit him anywhere between the neck and the hair, he's going to go down. I like the map control that X-Kom are taking as well. Last round wanting to get aggressive on towards B, but nothing in towards mid means that Goofy is compromised, and that's a big gap in the defense. Nobody towards mid, and him just holding outwards means that that dive was the perfect Sudoku move to make their way in, and Pride just going to pick apart this defense for the first time since round 3. Soon Zorp, he's trying to keep this one alive, and Pride Gaming need to do damage on this. He's going to be forced into the Molotov. Luz getting the spray down, bullets into him. 7-4 now. Remember that Pride's main achievements came on the T side of Mirage, so if they can't get that T side going once again, this could be a real problem for them. Ponchek has this pretty up and engaged position with TechSec over towards mid. You can see Pride Gaming don't really want to do anything too risky. They're just playing a set execute. It's Exus at the top of the scoreboard. Sploak hasn't really been able to get into the fragging just yet, only with 2 frags. And X-Kom with that double up setup again. This seems to be the fallback option for them. When they're comfortable, when they're doing everything right, when all the cogs are turning, they like to get out 2 sniper rifles. And I'm not a foe of this setup on cash. It's certainly not something that we hate to see. T-Tech has this angle, and surprise, surprise, Luz is going to fall foul to it. A follow-up flash is going to stomp Pride away. And they're over towards mid here. Gab in towards mid. It's found a big gap, but Petite Tech does strike, swipe, and Gab's gone, and now it's only down to Goofy, and the crossfire is great. 8-4, and X-Kom seem very confident right now. They lost 1 round, and that's normally where you start to see the shakes. 4 players over at this 10 kills mark. Ponchek 1 less, but Petite Tech, Tech, and Goofy all above 10 frags. That is exactly where you want to see your star players. Goofy, of course, very consistent, but the rest of them are slightly hit and miss. And X-Kom are definitely rising stars in the Polish scene. Maybe replicating what we saw from Ago in the previous series. Actually wanting that secondary 90-degree turn frag, and didn't happen. Petit on towards mid. Those flashes going to do loads of damage, and the double spray down's going to happen. Peeking out with the USP as well, and Petit Tech, he finds a triple. Gab's going to be eliminated, and that was wonderful from him. One of the first multi-frags that we found this game, and he's on 15-6 right now. Petit Tech doing a bunch of damage there in the 13th round. Soon, very close with this AWP, and he's going to be able to find one for his troubles, with Petit Tech playing very aggressive here. Quick frag for him, but X-Kom, death from above for TechSec, again a triple, most of them down. This is outstanding play from X-Kom here. A double triple in consecutive rounds from Team X-Kom, and now Pride only have 1 more chance to get onto 5. This is an unacceptable half at best. 10-5 is certainly not that good for a team who love their T side, and X-Kom just going to stamp down. They've got players towards B and mid doing heavy damage. Assassination from Petit Tech. He's able to rail down 2, and it's half over. It's 11-4. This could be one quick day of Counter-Strike. Exa says good half. He says it in all caps. If text could be sarcastic, maybe Exus just did it. Is text sarcastic? I'm not sure. Gab's the player with the kit on Pride Gaming. X-Kom just swarming in towards the A site. Gab's goal here is to get 1 kill and then fall back. But with the smoke placed, that pretty much counts this theory void. And now he's got to be a bit more aggressive for this. But Petitek, oh my lord, that was a fast shot. And now it's only Splowick left. Before you can even say cheese, Pride Gaming are literally dust. That was a beautifully executed pistol round for them, and completely countered what Pride Gaming had in store. They had the one player playing back. That's quite a popular pistol round in cash, but I feel like the meta's changed. The smoke placed at Forklift is specifically designed to counter that passive player over towards that side of the map. This time it's just the one, but Goofy and Petitek are going to find one apiece. Tom there, but X-Kom, this is just too good for them. They are ripping Pride apart, and this might be a very convincing series as a whole. Pride Gaming going for a last-ditch attempt. This is a very last-ditch effort of taking this one. 4 sets of MP9s, a UMP, SMGs all round. They're going to go for a rush on the B site. So Teket going to be able to spot this one out, and that was beautiful on the first, but just too much SMG action for the second, as A site is absolutely no more. He knows that there are 2 players towards the B side of things, so they can plant Owl out in the open, and this round is all said and done. It's going to be a 14-4 here. Zexus is going to try and chip in. There's nothing Tom can do. He can't even find a ninja defuse here. Racing stripes on Goofy's CZ. They might be coming towards the finish line. So much spam. I'm a big fan of the spam. Now, what can Pride do to get back into this series? They've only found 4 rounds thus far, but Goofy going to pretty much end any chances of this round happening. He's going to close in towards this A site as well, and Luz is next in line. What an outrageous display from Goofy, just ending this one pretty much single-handedly. He's going to pretty much chase down the rest as well. Luz in with a shout, and Tom, the last player alive. This is going to be a match point, a quick 2-0 for X-Kom here. This is sometimes what happens when you're feeling confident on a certain map and you end up losing it, as Pride did. Remember Mirage, they had a comeback coming. I think they were maybe a 13-4 down to taking 11 rounds after all. Tom's able to steal away an AK-47, so not too bad, but obviously you need 11 rounds in a row. Taking consolation AK-47s is nowhere near good enough. You need to find kills, you need to find rounds at this point. Pride Gaming with a pretty decent buy here, but you can see X-Kom playing a pretty standard back defense. And with the nades raining through onto the B side, I'm pretty sure that one's going to do some damage here. Goofy finds a kill in the meantime. And Pride Gaming have to fall back with a man disadvantage. They've got an AK-47 onto Tom, but with Texek holding down the angle, it's actually Petitek instead to just evenly trade as the mid play comes through. They do salvage the C4 as well, and the B bomb site with it. Now a difficult retake awaits. Just down to Tom, really. He's got an AK-47. The GGs are called. I'm sure this is going to be 16-4. And Tom, he's got players all around. He's got a player from behind as well. Needs to find this first shot. And he's not even able to do that. So the headshot comes through the round, the map, and that's a 2-0 for X-Kom. A much needed first win here at Legend Series as well. A big 2-0 right there, and that is them in the winners books. So they were 0-2 before this. If we have a little look at the leaderboard, you can see that they were in 10th place. Pride in 5th with 1,522 Legend points. They're going to have a lot less tomorrow. I can pretty safe as sure tell you that one. They're probably going to be down below Team Spirit, Team Tricked, and X-Kom. They're going to be way up over the 1,500 marker. And with that all said and done, I think the X-Kom were pretty damn convincing in that series. A 16-4 to close it out as well. Yakut's Law, a team not losing without taking more than a round to finish it off. Didn't come to fruition today, so someone sent him a tweet. Either way, thank you so much for watching. It's been a very short night at Counter-Strike, but make sure you join us next Tuesday because we've got a great day of CS for you. That starts with QB Fire versus Tricked Esport. Spirit and Namasie will close out Tuesday's affair, and obviously we're most of the way through April at that point as well. That'll be starting off week 5, so great CS coming up. Make sure that you follow our socials. It's ELC Gaming TV elsewhere. But until that happens, until next week games happen, it's bye-bye for now. See you soon.